I'm going to share with you how to use Gemini to build very powerful websites that you can sell for thousands of dollars. And it's very quick to build these sites. Let's jump right into it. So, all you have to do is go to gemini.google.com. And then once you're in here, it will look like this, and you'll see a bunch of different buttons here. And what we need to do is if you click Tools, you'll see an option here that says Canvas. And this canvas is how we're actually going to build the actual website. So what we're going to use as far as for this beginner introduction into Gemini, what we're actually going to build, we're going to build an agency site. So let's say I want to build an agency for my web design business, since majority of you that watch me are web design business owners or freelancers. So, and then we're just going to give it some parameters. So I'm just going to say my colors of my brand are black, white, and gold. I want the logo to be very simple, just text, letters you can use. So what else we're going to do here is we're going to say we want to have a clean design, one that converts highly. And then what we can even do as well is if you like a specific website somewhere on the internet, you can even find reference websites as well, right? So say, for example, I just go to Google and I type in agency website. Say if we went to Framer, just found one of these. Say we liked this one. If we click preview, grab this, and then head back into Google Gemini. Say, I like this reference site. Create something similar to this. And then make sure you have thinking mode enabled. And if thinking mode is enabled and you have Canvas, you're set to go. You're just going to click this right here. And then we're going to wait for it to load. And then you'll see it will open up a module to the right. And then it will show code. And it's actually using React to build this out. And then this is building the WDM agency site that I told it to. You can see the details of what it's doing. I'll build a sleek, high converting agency website for WDM that mirrors the modern structured aesthetic of the reference you shared. And keep in mind, all I did was share a reference directly from Framer, and that's what it's doing here. So it's building out all of the code for the site. And then the cool part is what we can actually do once this all loads through is we can actually make edits to the site as well. This is absolutely insane. I've been a web designer for, pushing 5 years now. And if I had access to this when I was very first starting, it would be a game changer, because a lot of the complexities of web design that freelancers get into is how do I do this or how do I do that? All the technical aspects of it, right? So if we're able to build something like this that quickly, it's absolutely insane. I've been playing around with this whole Gemini and all of the different AI tools and everything like that, and getting caught up to speed with everything. And this stuff blows my mind, you guys. Absolutely. And I had I had this window open as well, so you can see invoices. I'm no stranger to actually making money online. Um, you can see here. I mean, I've made lots of money online with my web design business. You can see that it used the color palette, deep blacks, etc. And if we just click preview here, so it's in preview mode, and then we scroll down, you can see all the different modules and everything that it has here. It even came up with pricing using as far as industry standards. So you can see this is absolutely insane, you guys. If I click share, I can share it and copy the link. And then let's say we just want to open up a new link, continue, and then we'll actually be able to open this up. So you could share this with a client directly from Gemini while you're creating it. So I can say, wow, This looks amazing. Now, I want you to replace all the yellows with blue. What I'm just simply showing you is how easy it is to actually edit the color palette using as far as Gemini as well. So it's not just that it creates beautiful websites just right off the bat, but also what it's doing is it actually modifies the template that it's creating. So we'll let that load for a second. But yeah, you guys, if you're just starting in the web design space and you're not using AI to its fullest potential, you're completely missing out, because all of that technical everything as far as learning how to adjust line heights and paddings and all of that stuff. I mean, I took HTML and CSS when I was in high school, and then I slowly got into no code tools. I started using WordPress, started using Wix, Squarespace, etc. And I mean, the ease of use on those tools were obviously a lot easier to use than traditional coding. But if you have access to something like this right now, I mean, the sky's the limit, honestly, because we can actually take this site here and we can deploy this in our own custom environment, and we can actually upload this to a domain, and we can use this as our actual personal site. You don't have to pay any money for it. The only thing that you have to pay for with costs with Gemini is going to be the actual API usage. And as you can see, so obviously there's some tweaks that we would have to do to this as well. I mean, this isn't, just like a finished product. We would add certain things. Like for example, this repeated twice here. So I'm going to say in the header, I noticed that you are using WDM agency. It's using, I think this is the logo. Okay. It's using a logo plus the name of the agency. Only have WDM in the text box. And then we can just feed a prompt to it. And I mean, this is how, the trajectory of what AI is doing as far as not just in the web design industry, but across the board, is absolutely crazy. So you can see it just did that automatically with me just typing that simple prompts. And let's say, for example, what's really cool with this as well that I explored is I want to replace all of the CTAs with a book now and actually have it go to a book now. So we don't just want this to be just cool looking, right? We want this to be functional as well. So that's another cool part about Gemini is it actually designs the user interface and it adds the functionality on top of it as well. So we can actually make this a functional website along with as far as the beautiful design of it. Okay, so now you can see it came back and it says replace all the major call to action buttons, nav bar, hero, services, pricing, and footer with book now. Also add a functional handle book now script that opens a booking link currently set to Calendly as a placeholder. So if we go to share, link copied, and we go into this right here, you'll see that if we click book now, it will actually open up. So this is functional. And say, for example, what we would want to do here is add, let's say we want to add like a timer. So we want this to be more conversion optimized. If I can spell here. So what I want you to do is add a box whenever someone moves their mouse outside of the viewport, that it triggers the box and gets them to give their email address. So if you understand basic principles as far as with websites and things like that, this is called conversion optimization. So we're creating as far as an optimized conversion on the page. So whenever someone moves their mouse simply out of the page, what it's going to do is it's actually going to open up a text box model, and you'll be able to see this in a second. So now if we go to share, so you can see it automatically open this up. Wait, before you go, don't leave empty-handed. Send straight to your inbox and double check your leads in 30 days. Get the checklist. So if I go to share, and then take a look at this as well, you'll see. So if I move my mouse outside, this opens up. Don't leave empty-handed. Get this, and then they enter their email, and then get the checklist. So we can set this up fully functional with automations in the background as well. So we can use like Zapier, or we can use as far as like built Google tools to actually make this fully functional, along with automating the process. So if someone would type in their email address, then it would actually get sent directly to your email. So there's a lot of cool things that we can do directly with Gemini. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the code of this website, and I'm actually going to put it inside of the Web Design Money School that we have here. We have 1,400 members inside, and you're going to be able to get full access to all of the code and full access to everything, as far as even instructions, a video instruction on how to actually deploy this onto your own domain and use this as your agency site.